Welcome, wrestling fans. Welcome to Curtain Jerkin. As always, I'm your host, Jacob Grondy, reporting for the Main Event Marks YouTube channel. You can also check me out on Spotify. However you're listening to my voice, I appreciate it. And guys, I know I said I would do it. I know I did it for New Japan twice this year, but I did not get up. I slept past my alarm at 5 a.m. and woke up at 7 a.m. to watch the Elimination Chamber. It's now 9:50. I've, worked on a little bit of stuff I had to do for work. I was up early, drinking my coffee, eating my oatmeal, and enjoying some WWE from Perth, Australia. Let's get into it. My overall thoughts on maybe the build. I liked the press conference they did outside of the arena, of course. Everything that WWE did as far as what they can control was great. But this Australian press, first we had Grayson Waller with an incident where some guy off camera was I guess he was like a producer of the show, was challenging Grayson Waller or something like that to like a ironic fight. Kind of disrespecting pro wrestling, not really respecting it as a whole as far as like a media market. This is something like, American press like ESPN and Rolling Stone, they kind of know the lines not to cross with wrestlers, and they also know why they should respect those lines. They kind of respect pro wrestling in a way maybe that this Australian press doesn't understand. I mean, it is kind of an American art form that, Japanese culture, of course, took on, Mexican culture took on, all throughout Europe, but then I guess Australia, and specifically, Western Australia, all the way on the other side of the continent, because of course, Australia is Australia as a country, but you have, the East Coast, lots of cities, and, kind of in the same, like line with Samoa and Japan, but then you have Western Australia, where it's pretty far from a lot of influence from wrestling. So it's really cool to see WWE go there, but then it's also kind of lame to see us have to do, as a wrestling fan base, as a culture, as a community, as a universe, whatever you'd like to call us, have to go through the things that we went through in like the early 80s with like, oh, it's fake, it's this. It's like, dude, Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, yeah, they're goofs on the show, but like they can whoop your ass. Wrestling is extremely hard to do. I mean, look at CM Punk fought in the UFC, didn't get injured as much as he's been in pro wrestling the past few months. So, the risk is high. Of course, they're competing for a top spot. Only one person can hold that title. So it is a competition. They are competitive. They are training like athletes. I mean, it's just fucking awesome. Things can be all-encompassing. Things can be story-driven, theatrical, as well as athletic, and worthy of your respect, you dumb reporter from Australia. I mean, maybe I'm not respecting them as much as I should. Maybe I should look into these publications in Perth and make sure that I'm giving them the utmost respect. But I don't like this shit, man. I mean, it kind of gets to me. I do have to say, like, when a random person that I meet kind of makes fun of me for being a fan, it's whatever. I'm a fan of it. But when someone would make fun of, something that I actually did and, spent my whole life training for, I can see how they would get pretty upset. And I was kind of behind Austin Theory in a way that I've never been behind Austin Theory before, when he was saying that he would slap the shit out of this reporter. But let's jump into the body of the show. These PLEs are wild. This arena is packed. And this is the second time in 2024 we've just seen like a packed arena, over 50,000 strong, the Royal Rumble, and now here in Perth. As far as WWE, we also had Wrestle Kingdom, of course. The skyline with the stadium in the background looked amazing. Besides the matches, we had a Grayson Waller effect. Grayson out here doing a shoey, which is where you drink beer out of a shoe. So the same culture that makes fun of pro wrestling has given the world a shoey. we'll move on. Doing some interviews themselves, now that they've kind of had their way with the press here. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory out there. They introduce Seth. He comes out. The crowd is singing. Cody comes out. The crowd is whoa-ohing or singing along, doing what they have to do. Cody at one point asks if there are any crybabies in the audience. Crowd goes nuts here. Then he kind of challenges The Rock to a one-on-one contest. I think this was supposed to be the big takeaway of this whole exchange here, other than getting the crowd hyped and seeing two big superstars. Cody challenges The Rock. Seth says when it comes to the bloodline, it's never one-on-one, and pretty much he says he's going to be in his corner, and they almost make a tag announcement here or something, but then he gets cut off by Austin Theory doing The Rock's bit. He gets attacked. Grayson Waller lets Austin Theory get attacked. This segment was good for a live crowd. Nothing much here. Hopefully there's something that happens here. I want to see Cody versus The Rock rather than a tag match. But that's just me. That's being beyond nitpicky if we're going to see The Rock wrestle at WrestleMania. Not one to shy away from the spotlight, though. Triple H comes out, right after the men's chamber, not to feel the pop of the crowd, not to steal some attention, but to say thank you. And to let us know that there's 52,590 Aussies up in that bitch. That's the official attendance, or the WWE official attendance. Of course, they're known to inflate, but still, I mean, even if you had over 40,000 in an arena, all the way across the world that we've seen don't get wrestling. Like, I know in 2018 or 2017 they went and they did a super show in Melbourne, but like I said, that's like beyond a continent away. That's like further than it would be like I think Australia is bigger than America is what I'm pretty much saying, and the middle part of Australia seems to really be really desolate. It doesn't have like what we would have, Denver and Las Vegas and Oklahoma City and like little like spots where you can kind of have a city in the middle of all of that. But I'm getting away from myself here. 50,000 strong is pretty big. And then we go into the matches here. I didn't rank them. There's only 4 matches. And I do believe that maybe the Women's Chamber was the best match. I'm not sure. Becky and Naomi start things off. Light, we want Tiffy chants here. Cheering on the main roster newbie, and they get what they want. She comes out next. Little slip up while they're trying to while she's trying to carry 2 women at the same damn time. But, that's beyond nitpicky. She looked good. Liv comes out next. Crowd kind of settles into this long match here. Tiffy eats a Beck-sploder, and then I like this move, the disarmor in between the chains through the cage. Sloppy sunset flip powerbomb off the pod from Naomi to Liv. Then Stratton pins Naomi. She's eliminated. Raquel out next, slamming Becky onto the structure. Bianca comes out last. Tornado DDT to Raquel. Liv hits a senton to Raquel off the pod. Swanton from Stratton off the pod onto everyone. It's at this point where I think that the crowd is going to, cheer for Stratton throughout this whole time. There's "This is awesome" chants. They seem to be going, bigger for Stratton than I would say anyone else. Becky, Bianca, anyone. But then Liv just pins her. 1, 2, 3. Gets boos. I was shocked from this, but I think they have a star on their hands because this Perth crowd definitely knew it was Tiffy time. But the crowd goes behind the newcomer. Yeah, I was not expecting this at all. KOD to Raquel, 1, 2, 3. She's gone. Liv superplexes Becky. Bianca goes for a 450, and Becky gets her knees up. Bianca goes for a KOD, but Becky lands on her feet, and then Liv rolls her up 1, 2, 3, and then Liv gets rolled up 1, 2, 3 by Becky. Becky Lynch is going to WrestleMania. We all saw it coming, but I mean, this end here was it seemed like they were told to wrap it the fuck up real quick because it kind of came out of nowhere like an RKO, but Becky Lynch is going to WrestleMania. New Catch Republic. Oh yeah, and also I predicted Becky Lynch. I did not predict the outcome of this match. New Catch Republic, Pete and Dune versus Judgment Day. Dom tries his best to do the introductions for Judgment Day, gets booed out of the building. Sunset looks awesome during this match. That kind of took me away from the match, how great this setting look. Bait in trouble, but still able to pick up the bigger Priest and give an airplane spin. Gets the tag to done. 1-2. Dom puts Finn's foot on the ropes. Ref sees him, sends him to the back. The crowd loves it. Double Tyler driver spot. 1-2. Priest breaks it up. Sloppy looking Hurricane Rana gets New Catch in control a little bit. Double Birmingham Hammer, not Burning Hammer, but Birmingham Hammer. I love that move. You have the Tyler driver, of course. It's paying homage to the Tiger driver, and then you have the Birmingham Hammer, which they're from Birmingham, England, and that's supposed to pay homage to the move called the Burning Hammer. If you didn't know, that's fucking cool. Double choke slam by Priest, coup de grace, 1, 2, 3. That's all you wrote. I did not predict this one. I thought they were going to put the titles on New Catch Republic, but Judgment Day gets the win in Perth. The men's chamber, LA Knight and Drew start things off. CM Punk chants at Drew in the early going. Kevin Owens comes out next. Code breaker on Drew while falling on tonight, hitting a senton. Lashley out next. Then Randy Orton comes out. Logan Paul's pod opens and KO goes after him. Every man down but Kevin Owens as he takes it to Logan Paul. Lashley spears Logan Paul through the pod. Claymore kick to Bobby. 1, 2, 3. Bobby's eliminated. LA Knight hitting the blunt force trauma. And then AJ Styles comes out of nowhere and attacks him with a chair. McIntyre pins Knight and eliminates him, but it looks like LA Knight and AJ Styles going into WrestleMania. Maybe, I don't know where they're going with that one. I mean, other than those two guys wrestling, I feel like Knight was hot. You want to kind of start putting Knight, in my opinion, with like Logan Paul, with Gunther, with kind of a title contention. Maybe they will. I mean, there's lots of time to do a 4-way or 3-way going into WrestleMania. Drew gets his, Kevin Owens goes for a swanton. Drew gets his knees up. RKO to Kevin Owens. 1, 2, 3. He's eliminated. Logan Paul gets some brass knucks, but before he can hit whoever he's going to hit with it, he gets RKO'd. 1, 2, 3. He's eliminated. Drew versus Randy. Drew picking the bones of Randy a little bit here. He's worn out from the match, but then RKO out of nowhere. But Logan Paul still in the ring clocks Randy Orton with the brass knucks. Drew able to take advantage. 1, 2, 3. Drew wins the Elimination Chamber match. I predicted this one. There was a lot of story they were trying to get across here. And I don't know if I was necessarily a fan of the story. I mean, AJ versus LA Knight with the chair shots. I mean, that's cool. Logan Paul clocking Randy Orton. So we're going to get Logan Paul, I guess, and Randy Orton going into WrestleMania. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see where they go. So if it's all setting up something good, I'm into it. But I do think that the story arc took away from the body of the match. Therefore, I do think that the women's match was slightly better than the men's chamber. Going into the main event, though, Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley. I gotta say, the pop might not have been as big as I thought it would be when Rhea Ripley came out. Maybe the crowd was worn out. They did just see 2 Elimination Chamber matches. Maybe the sound traveled up in this open air stadium. I'm not sure. Nia takes it to Rhea in the early going as the crowd starts chanting. Then during the match, they start to come alive. You do feel the hometown love from Rhea Ripley, or the home country love from Rhea Ripley, or to Rhea Ripley from the crowd. Jax rubbing her ass in mommy's face, and then she starts stretching Rhea's muff. That's right, the submission move known as the stretch muffler. Rhea fighting back, but you definitely feel the momentum in Nia's hands with a big Samoan drop off the top. Rhea then cuts off the Annihilator, and by picking her up kind of like a like, as you would like a champion on her shoulders and dropping her face first on the turnbuckle. Momentum swaying Rhea's way. Riptide, 1, 2, 3. Rhea retains. Crowd was definitely going nuts for this win here as she celebrates with her family. You gotta love that shit. So I would say the big takeaways from this this whole night here. We have Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley at Mania. We have Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins at Mania. We have Cody Rhodes challenging The Rock at WrestleMania in a one-on-one contest. And now that I'm putting it all together, I don't think it's going to be a tag match. I think Rollins is going to be in the corner of Cody, possibly kind of like an enforcer, if you will, on the outside, making sure no one fucks with what's going to happen. You got The Rock versus Cody. Is Cody going to beat The Rock and then the next night beat Roman Reigns? Why not? I'm a believer. I'm a crybaby. I'm going to have another show come out in a few hours, maybe even tomorrow, maybe Monday. I guess that's not even a few hours. A few days, a few hours. I'm working on another show, but I did just want to get a standalone show reviewing the WWE Elimination Chamber, just like I did a standalone show for the predictions. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Fly high. I'm out.